these checks.
I want to bring in veteran trial attorney Paul Henderson joining the conversation as well. So, Paul, as Westerhout continues her testimony, she follows Stormy Daniels, who was more confrontational on the stand with Donald Trump's attorney, and you could say vice versa, right? Donald Trump's attorney was more confrontational, certainly, with her than we're seeing with Madeleine Westerhout. Madeleine Westerhout is somebody who's been very friendly to Trump, right? She comes on, has expressed affection for Trump, called him a really good boss, talked about writing a book and how she wanted to make sure that his story was out there. She thought he had been treated unfairly in terms of the public eye. Is that what the prosecutors expected from her?
I think they did. I think they wanted to make it clear for the audience and for the jury that she actually knew and liked him, that her testimony is more credible because of that. And the key, I think, in bringing her on the stand and having her give that testimony about how close she was to the president, how much she liked the president, makes what she has to say more true. That he actually had a reaction about Stormy Daniels and having to write a check for her. And here's why that's important, because that's the linchpin of what he knew or should have known personally about what was going on. He's not going to be as easy. It's not going to be as easy for him to say, listen, I signed a lot of checks. I signed a lot of documents. I do multitask. I did pay attention to that check. I was upset, visibly upset, about the payments associated with Stormy Daniels. That's why her testimony was so important. I think it's very good for the prosecution, and it completes the narrative of how much of an impact Stormy Daniels was on him and how much he was trying to pay her to not tell the story that we all heard in court this week. So that was a good prosecution witness and tells a narrative that I think is really important and ties Donald Trump to a personal understanding and reaction to having intentionality about what he was doing while he was signing his personal check.
But does she also help the defense in sort of being a character witness for Donald Trump in a sense?
I don't think in a strong way. I think her getting up there and saying that he's a good guy, that she liked the family, that she had made mistakes, that she really likes him, supports him, and believes in his leadership, that has nothing to do with the case. I think it's a throwaway. I don't think it gave the defense very much at all, other than she is a credible witness and she may be open to saying nice things about him. But the reality of it is, the purpose of putting her on the stand in the first place is to show that she had intimate familiarity with the president, specifically about this transaction, and she can testify specifically that he knew, understood, and reacted to what he was doing. And that goes to his scienter, to his understanding about what he was doing. And that's a point for the prosecution. That's why they have her on immediately after Stormy Daniels and makes her a good witness for the prosecution.
Vaughn, take us inside that court.